This is Kevin Collins' property. We're going to be doing a cleanup that includes removing the leaves, pruning shrubs, vines, and trees. So this trellis right here, we need to clean up the sides to get it nice and neat. Ornamental grasses like this need to be pruned down so they can grow fresh in the springtime. Clean up the trees a little bit, see how it's growing towards the jacuzzi, so we're going to cut that back. Shape shrubs like this. Do a little cleanup on these guys. The trees, they're all pretty small, but we just need to do some thinning and some branches that are crossing on the inside, and then shaping these bushes, cleaning up the leaves. This citrus tree looks pretty good. We're just gonna probably be a good idea to remove this this branch right here, just make it cleaner so it's not growing into itself. Things that are kind of annual plants like this, we're gonna remove all the dead growth. So if you look underneath it, you'll be able to see there's some new growth starting out. So we need to cut back to that new growth so that it can grow fresh. Blow out all the leaves like this. This right here was meant to be like a flat kind of tree. I'm guessing it's an apple tree. There's just a lot of new growth that's coming this way, so we need to prune that back so it's more flat. We're gonna recommend a pre-emergent weed treatment. There's not a lot of weeds in this yard, just some little stragglers starting to come up. It's an optional thing, so weeds like this will later on grow, but if we treat it with pre-emergent, it won't be an issue until springtime. These yew pines are pretty young, so we're not going to do too much. Just clean up the sides a little bit. Things like this, I believe that's a sage that's leaning over, so we're gonna definitely need to prune it for clearance, but there are cables here, so be careful not to hit those. The barberry bushes should be pruned about this much. We'll need to double check with the clients, but just get them down in size so they could grow fresh in the springtime. Let's see. This rosemary is just starting to creep over, so we're gonna back it up a little bit and just clean up the tops of it. Things like this Japanese maple right now is a perfect time just to clean up some busy branches in here, kind of like this one right here. It's growing into this branch. Stuff that's going down right here, we could remove that, thin it out a bit. The heavenly bamboo, we do recommend cutting it all the way down, so we'll need to double check with the client. There's another one on the other side, but it's pretty much going dormant right now, so for it to grow fresh next year, we should cut it all the way down, but we'll double check with the client. Same thing with this. Is this a lantana? I think it's a lantana. Yeah, you could see it's starting to go dormant. It's just not. It's not that cold right now, but it needs to be refreshed. So we need to cut it way back, away from the pathway. Make it smaller so it can grow fresh. This one right here, a lot of spent growth on it, so we need to cut all the tops of it, and then maybe reduce seeds starting to creep into this planter bed right here. So we need to pull out some of the new growth on the sides. Same thing with this lantana. Just clean it up, take it down so it could grow fresh in the springtime. Another lantana here. Some breath of heavens, I think that's what this is. So we'll need to also, yeah, just kind of focus on getting it a little tucked. Get the borders trimmed. It's not too high already, so just the borders. There's some weeds here that need to be treated. This sage here definitely has a purpose to cover up this utility box right there, so we're gonna take the size in quite a bit, and then we're not gonna go below the utility box height, so it could grow back next year. Another heavenly bamboo that needs to be treated that way too, so cut it all the way down. We can see, yeah, so this definitely needs to get cut back quite a bit. This olive bush just needs to be trimmed. Boxwoods, very light trim. They're not mature enough yet for more. check with the client. I think Kevin told me this one right here, the neighbors usually prune, but we'll double check with them. Loropetalums, same thing. You could see they used to be kind of like this size and they just grew up. But we should walk through with the client and make sure that they want it that size to see if they want it taller or not. And that's it.